I'm going to be testing my new tall windshield. It's a 15-inch tall Freedom windshield. We'll see how it works. I'm also going to be testing out some Clockworks windshields at Eastern Performance. Welcome to MCC Just Motos. Hey guys, Andy from MCC Just Motos. I'm going to be testing two things: how the helmet setup works, as well as my new tall windshield. It's by Freedom Shields. You can check out my install video right here, but I'm actually going to tell you what I think about this Freedom windshield. It's a 15-inch tall Freedom windshield. We'll see how it works. I'm also going to be testing out some Clockworks windshields at Eastern Performance in Crofton, Maryland. So let's head on the way. Let's get on my Harley, and we'll head on the way. John at Freedom Windshield, again, he went ahead and sent this to me for free, and I like it. And you're going to check out, again, my install video, which I talked about. But I want to tell you what I noticed with this windshield off the bat. It is longer. It is a little bit taller than the stock windshield, but I had to use short stock Street Glide mounting brackets right here. If you can see them right here. The Street Glide Ultra comes with real tall ones, which actually raises the rake of the windshield, the stock windshield. And in order to compensate for the raised rake, I had to, when I bought this new windshield, I had to go back to the stock Street Glide, not the Street Glide Ultra mounts. They wouldn't work with the tall rake. There is a bit of a curve, and it's a longer windshield. Because it is not as high raked, you can see the windshield will vibrate a little bit. Not a bunch, but it vibrates more than normal. And the rim of the windshield is closer to my face than the stock windshield because it sits at an angle that's more raked than the stock windshield. There is a little bit of an up curve to it that the stock one didn't have, and we'll talk about that. But what effectively that does is create a little bit more vibration and a little bit closer of the windshield edge to my vision. Not a huge deal at all, but something to keep in mind. There's a tiny bit of distortion right here. I need it clear for recording, but that is what I noticed right off the bat. Now, the actual function of the windshield I like. There was there was buffeting with the tall windshield. For those that don't know, the Street Glide Ultra has a taller seat. And you sit, I think, a half-inch higher or an inch higher than the stock Street Glide. And it's a different shape, so you sit more upright. And what that does, it puts your head higher than normal. And I think the Street Glide Ultra windshield's total of 13 inches, they call it. And this is a 15.5-inch windshield. So what that does, it puts your head more in the wind. And it also puts your passenger more in the wind. So what I really wanted to do was get rid of the buffeting. And this new windshield setup reduces about 85% of the buffeting. Instead of the buffeting hitting my helmet, we'll talk about that. But actually before that, I'm 5'9", 5'9.5", and I have a 30-inch seam. Pretty average size, and the stock windshield went to basically the middle of my lips, and this one goes to about the tip of my nose as I'm looking straight on it. Now this part right here, this is really interesting. This will bring more of the ventilation. When you close this off, there's no air that pushes up, and it brings more of the ventilation and buffeting to your face. So I always ride with this up. Another thing that I will notice, when I close those wind deflectors on the side there's definitely more air vibration or wind noise and wind that comes underneath the helmet. And for an open face helmet like this, that's an issue. So I always ride with them shut, or at least when I'm riding on the highway. That being said, now with everything set, with these all the way out and this visor open so the air flows up and deflects air, the wind deflects about to the top of my open face helmet. So I can feel a little bit of vibration and buffeting, very light on the top of my helmet. It is about 85% better than the stock windshield. And I haven't ridden with my passenger yet, my pillion, but I'm gonna guess it's a little bit better for her too. She noticed that this stock windshield was very windy and this was not. Now the cool part is, no matter what speed you're at, from 60 and we'll just say to the very top speeds of this one, the buffeting doesn't change. It doesn't get more buffeting, doesn't get less buffeting, it stays about the same. So, if you're going 60, 70, whenever 80 miles an hour is warranted on whatever road you're on, or even higher if there was no speed, you know, on a closed track, yeah, buffeting stays the same. And it makes it so I can hear the music a little better, and it makes it so I can hear my headphones a little better, or my speakers in my headphone, and hopefully it makes recording a little bit better. So I'm just gonna shut this, and I'll shut these down here. And I don't know if you can tell, but I feel a heck of a lot more wind noise on my face, and I'm guessing you probably hear it too in the recording. Probably not as a good thing. So let's go ahead and open that back up and put these forward and head to Eastern Performance. Actually, we'll go just a little bit quicker here. Okay, that's about the extent of the buffeting I get. I can feel it right at the, it comes and it hits about above my eyes and the top of my helmet on both sides, but it's very light buffeting. Annoying after a while. No buffeting would be great, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get that accomplished, but it is about 85% better than a stock windshield. Now, I know Freedom Shields makes a 16-inch windshield, I believe is the tallest one they make. I don't know if that would help even more, but I don't really know, because I think it would just make the lip of the windshield come closer to my face. I don't really know if it'd push it up another inch or so. But that is my feedback on the Freedom Shield. So I think they're very reasonably repriced. John from Freedom Windshields is who I spoke with. He was extremely nice. The customer service at Freedom Windshields is extremely nice. You should definitely check them out. All right, on to Eastern Performance. We'll check out those Clockworks next. All right, we made it to Eastern Performance. We're gonna go check them out. We're gonna go inside and see if they got some Clockworks that will work with my bike. So let's go check it out. All right, I'm at Eastern Performance. And what we're doing today is we're gonna be swapping out my 15-inch Freedom Shields. And Derek said, who helped me out, he gave me a 12-inch Clockworks and a Clockworks install kit. And we're gonna swap it out. It comes with all the tools, the swap out kit. He goes, take it for a nice long ride. So let's go ahead and get that done, and I'll tell you what it looks like and what it feels like, and we'll get all that on there. Here's what I'm doing. The flare windshield. Got all my 25 and 27 torque bits here. You can see the whole thing. And as we gotta do, I gotta take these ones off. 25 coming off. There we go. I like it. We'll take the whole backing plate off. Pull that out, see that? All right, now I gotta take these off here. Doesn't take that long to install a windshield now, does it? One. All right. Okay. Directions down there. Putting it on, real simple actually. Let's keep working. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Clockworks 12-inch smoked windshield on my Ultra, Street Glide Ultra. Next thing is, obviously, we got to go take it for a test ride. We'll take it for a long test ride and just tell you how it works. It doesn't have as much area right here. Maybe that will help the wind flow. And yeah, we're headed back to Eastern Performance. And I'll give you my freeway take on it. Here it is. I have some thoughts already, but I like the ease of install. It's definitely easier than the Freedom Shield, but not, or the stock Harley windshield, but not dramatically so. You just don't have to go in from behind to screw the windshield in. And I don't know, it has these clamp mounts instead of grommet mounts, so maybe that's better, maybe that's not, I don't know. I'm going to get cruise control on here. I will give you my thoughts back here. Maybe a tiny bit less buffeting, but it's definitely more in the back. The higher speed you go, more buffeting there's in the back, and not quite as much on the lip of the helmet, but more in the back. So it's this weird pressure pushing my helmet forward. So I don't know. In here, it's just definitely a lot more buffeting when you let the air flow. So yeah, there's definitely buffeting. There's a tiny bit different buffeting. It's not better, it's not worse, it's just different. Instead of being right at the top of my helmet, it is at the base, like the nape of my neck. And what I also noticed is I think on the passenger, it doesn't go around the passenger as much. So I think the passenger is going to get some more air, more buffeting. Just notice that. So, I like, to be honest with you, 100% honest, I like the looks of the Clockworks better. If you're a solo rider, you may just, and only a solo rider, you may be like, dude, that's it, I'm going Clockworks. I like the looks better. Me personally, if I was a solo rider, I think I would switch over. Maybe a smaller shield might be better, but I don't think so. I think it's just going to bring the wind down to the passenger even more, and we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to stay with the Freedom Shield instead of the Clockworks, just because I think it is better for the passenger. For now, we'll see. Maybe I get tired of it, maybe not, but that's my review of the Clockworks versus the Freedom Shield. But they're both better than the stock. I'll just call them definitely both better than the stock. I like the look of this. I like the rake of this. I like how it's not vibrating as much, but the Freedom Shield is better protection overall. Yeah. Just so you know, I did turn the music on, and you can hear the music just as good as you can with the Freedom Shield, so there's no difference there. And both of those are better than the stock. So I like both. I do. I think that Clockworks is freaking awesome that they're letting you demo these. Freedom Shield does the same, but they're not quite as prevalent as the Clockworks. So you're not going to get them at all the dealers with all the install kits at all the dealers, but they will send it out to you, and so that's cool. And not everyone can go to a dealer anyway, like I just did. So, all right, guys. Guys, that's going to do it for me. What windshield did you get, and why? I'm curious. Did you go with the Clockworks? Did you go with Freedom? Did you go with a different brand, the Harley brand? Drop a comment below, and I really want to know, and let us know why. That's going to do it for me. We'll catch you in the next episode.